What's up, everybody? My name is Dave Torrey, and in this episode, I'm going to show you guys my top 10 metal detecting finds of all time, including a bunch of finds that I've never filmed before. So without further ado, let's go and check out some amazing pieces of history. All right, here they are, the top 10 most amazing things I've ever found metal detecting. Now, usually in a top 10 video, you start from number 10 and you work up to number 1. I don't want to make you guys wait. So I'm going to start right from the top and move back. That being said, I did save a doozy for number 10, so you guys should stick around for that. Now, some of these finds I got on camera, some of these finds I got live digs of, and some of them are sold that I just took pictures of them. So I'm going to show you guys everything about how they came out of the ground and give you a little blurb about the history of the piece. So, starting from number 1, right here is my 1797 draped bust half dime turned into a button. Let's go to the dig.
Might have a really nice find here. Just flipped it out. It's hitting 1920 on the Knox. And could be silver plated, but that looks like pure silver to me. Gotta clean it up and check it out. Yeah, it's heavy like silver too. If there's any lettering or anything on it. Yeah, I think that's a nice silver flat button with a drilled shank. Woo! Maybe not drilled. Nice. That's pretty. Now I just sprayed this button off, and it's definitely looking nice and silvery all the way through. And there's some sort of marking on the back. It almost looks like it was a coin turned into a button. So I'll definitely check that again with a finer eye. But that side right there, that almost looks like a bust facing right. That's exactly what that looks like. Oh, what could that be? Nothing at all on this side. But yeah, I could just make out a bust facing to the right, and you can see some stars. I think I see a date down there. Holy crap. It's all coming together. Oh! Holy crap, that's a 1797. Oh my god. 1797. That's incredible. What the heck is that? Is that a flowing hair dime turned into a button? Look at that. Oh my god. That's insane. Woo! That is very exciting for me. Wow.
Now, as you guys saw from that dig, I didn't even know what I had when I found this coin at first. It seems to have been turned into a button with a silver shank, probably early in the 1800s, right after this coin would have been in circulation. And this is an incredible piece of history. These coins were very changeable at the time, and they started out with 13 stars for the 13 colonies, but added a star every time that a state was inducted into the United States. This is the 16-star variety, and the 16th star represents Tennessee. Once they got to this point on the coins, they realized that the coin was just becoming much too crowded, and they were going to have to go back to the original 13-star variety. So actually, this makes it quite a bit more valuable than the other coins. I'm going to show you guys a price chart for all the grades of this coin. But this is definitely my favorite piece of history because it is not only a coin, but a relic, and it was minted at such a tumultuous and important time in American history. So I love it. Up next is my 1723 Woods Hibernia halfpenny. Now this coin was found in 2020 with my White's MX Sport. It was in this kind of woodsy area with all this young tree growth going on, and it was just hitting like perfect copper numbers between mid 80s to 90. and it was like 2 inches down in sandy soil, which makes me think that it was probably dropped more recently. Maybe it was like a family keepsake, and it was like a special coin to somebody, and they just dropped it in the late 18s or early 1900s. And this is my second favorite coin, just because of the immaculate condition and cultural significance this thing has. It's got that perfect crisp date, nice Hibernia. You can see every single string in that harp. It's just a beautiful coin. Now, this coin was produced by William Wood, who owned copper mines in Ireland. He purchased the royal patent to produce the coins privately. It was minted from 1722 to 1724. And you can speculate all you want about what brought, certain coins and certain relics to certain places, but a likely answer is that there was a famine in Ireland that started around the late 1720s, and that drove up Irish emigration a lot to the colonies in America. And so those people emigrating from Ireland would, just stuff their pockets with all that they could bring as far as coinage and any of their valuables. So that brought a ton of these coins over to the colonies, and they actually got used very widely for most of the 1700s in the colonies. So this could have been brought over by an Irish immigrant on a tall ship in the early 1700s and just circulated all across the 13 colonies until the late 1700s, who knows. So the fact that this thing traveled so far from such a different place in a different culture at the time and seated itself here is pretty an amazing thing to me. So that's my second favorite coin. In third place is my 1701 King William III halfpenny. This is turning out to be a pretty insane spot. I think I got another coin right there, like 2 feet away from where I dug another one. I've been kind of gridding out this field since I found the first one. That's 3 so far. First 2, no details. And this one rang up super low. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, we got deets. Oh, it's replete with deet. That's neat. Woo! Finally, something legible. Ah, this looks like a state copper. Now this coin was found in early 2021 with my White's MX Sport. It was actually the feature coin in one of my episodes, 320-year-old coin find. And I love this coin for the sheer history of it. It is so old that it just must have been around for really amazing things happening. Things that were happening in 1701. Parts of the Netherlands were still adopting the Gregorian calendar, which is the modern calendar that we use today. So, the world was forming. Society was forming to be what it is today in such a big way when this was happening. Another amazing thing that was happening at the time, really terrible thing, but very formative for this country, was the War of Spanish Succession, which is also referred to as Queen Anne's War in the United States, which is a war fought for control of North America between the English, French, and Spanish. So the colonies were so young in this country at this time that this coin was minted and circulated that there were still 3 nations fighting over territory here. So that's pretty incredible. America was barely even a thought in the minds of colonists at the time. So that's number 3 on the list. Coming in at number 4, we have my 1821 2 reals from Lima, Peru. This was another coin found with my White's MX Sport. I found this in 2020, and it was in a park of all places, and just hitting perfect like $half numbers, like high 80s, and I flipped it out thinking like it's going to be a deep beer can or something, and it just popped right out, and it blew my mind, because this coin was minted in 1821 in Lima, Peru, which is such a strange find not only for that area, but just in general. It didn't really fit in with anything else that I was finding in the park, late 1800s stuff and early 19s, you know, kind of World War I era, mercury dimes. And this coin is amazing because it's actually got a very significant date for Peruvian history, which is very cool too. Peru was colonized by the Spanish in 1533, declared its independence in 1821, but it took 3 years of war before they truly became independent. So this coin, with such a significant date and being such a rare coin to find in that area, maybe it was like a family keepsake. Somebody emigrated from Peru, and it was like a treasure that them or their family brought with them and was eventually lost in the park. You can see that JP right there, which is the mint mark apparently for Peru. Pretty great definition all the way around. Amazing coin. Number 5 on my list actually consists of a couple of pieces, but I consider it one because it was all found in the same place at the same time. This is a chain link purse that was full of silver coins and nickels.
This might be a really fun find. It was hitting like this really squirrely kind of 17 to 20, sort of all over the place, which makes a lot of sense now. Looky there. I think that's a little purse. Yeah. Oh man, just once be something in it, you know? It's like a little purse. It looks like it's like chainmail woven metal with that interesting little chain. Yeah, chain still all attached and everything. And it kind of, oh, there's something in there. Holy crap, there's something in there. Holy crap. Hey Alex, I need you to come hold the camera for me. I see a little round indentation, and you see it kind of move in there in the corner, and it looks thick, like there might be a few things in there. But I need you to hold that camera on me so that I can open this. Oh my God.
What the hell? Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a little woven purse, and look at that. I feel it. It's thick too. This could be like a couple of quarters or something. Oh, it still works. Look at that.
Oh my God.
I thought it was going to be all rusted shut. Watch the language. Can't swear on YouTube. Oh.
What?
Oh my God. What is this? What? Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Look at this.
What?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I think there's more in there. I'm gonna try to get everything out before I even look at anything. I just found a coin purse with coins in it. And look at that Standing Liberty.
Oh my God.
It's a Merc Standing Liberty. Looks like a buffalo nickel. Yeah, it's a buffalo nickel. We got, I think that's another buffalo. What is that? Yeah, it's another buffalo, but it's actually still got the patina on it too. Look at that. That's the first time that has ever happened to me. That's amazing.
How delicate is that?
Right. Look at that. A full coin purse in the woods. I never thought in my entire life. Like as it was coming out of the ground, I was saying like, please, just once. I never thought that was ever going to happen.
This coin purse is 5 on my list because it's so rare that you find not only a coin spill, but an actual like vessel that was carrying coins that still has coins in it. You find these, tops to purses, these clasps all the time. It's not that rare. But to find it actually attached to a purse that actually has coins in it is friggin' incredible. First up in there was this Nice 1918 Standing Liberty quarter. And I didn't clean it up all the way just because I actually like to leave a little bit of the impression to kind of remind me of the history of the coin. You can see the impression of where the coins were actually attached. That must have been one of the buffalo nickels on either side that was on there. The little 1919 mercury dime that was in there. It's got some of that same staining, some of those impressions on it. And 2 buffalo nickels that I believe are also all 1919. This one's cool because it's still got the patina on it. So not hugely significant, but the fact that you could actually find something that's really considered like a cache of treasure, you know, that's amazing. And looking these things up, it's tough to find an exact match, but a lot of these chain mail purses from the early 1900s or late 18s are actually sterling silver ring woven. So I haven't tested it yet. I think it might be a little difficult to get it on a testing pad because it's so brittle to, you know, actually get a good rub of it. But it looks to me like all the patina of the other coins, so that could be sterling silver chainmail, which is amazing. Number 6 on the list is my 1917 Rhode Island Militia Marksman's Badge. Now this next find is actually one of my earlier finds. In 2017, I found this with my White's MX Sport, and I love this piece because it's got extreme significance to my state and the history of my state, which is Rhode Island. So this is a Rhode Island Militia Marksman's Badge that was awarded. It's so great because it's got the entire story right there with it. It was awarded to Chaz Timperley in 1917. So that's a pretty incredible thing. So the militia organized in 1741 in Rhode Island. But since it has become mostly ceremonial, they're actually still operating today. And of course, World War I was 1914 to 1918. So this was right in the throes of World War I. There was probably a lot of people who were truly preparing to defend their state if something ever came to the United States during World War I. So this was probably, you know, somebody, Chaz Timperley. I haven't been able to find, you know, any records of anybody who, you know, might be like related to him locally. But it might be somebody who's, you know, truly preparing in World War I to defend his country by joining the Rhode Island Militia. So I love this piece, especially because it's got that full story in it. You know, I pulled it out of the ground, and it just had everything that I needed to know right there, right on it. Beautiful relic. Coming in at number 7, we've got this beautiful 1873 Seated Liberty quarter.
Well, it's a good rule of thumb to never assume, but I'll just say I have high hopes for this target. Roots. Rocks. Nice. Oh, I think I see something pretty nice sticking right out of the side of that. Yes, sir. Woo! Oh, what's that gonna be? I'm kind of feeling barber. I'm really hoping seated. Don't be a Washington. Whoa. Holy crap, what am I looking at? I don't even know what I'm looking at. I think it's a seated. I think that's my first seated quarter. Woo!
Wow. I really thought that was clad for a minute. I almost stopped recording like, oh man, it looks like the silver washed right off of it, you know? And then I saw that nice eagle on the back. Oh man, look at that. Now this next coin is actually an 1873 seeded quarter, and it's an amazing coin. It was such a heart pounder when it came out of the ground. I was having a rough day of digging and it was freezing cold, but that just made my day. I've been looking for this eagle for so long, just anything with that eagle on it. This coin, I love it, especially because it's my first seeded quarter ever. And it's a really nice old date, no mint mark, but still got full Liberty there. Nice crisp date, good condition. This year was actually kind of significant for America too, in a terrible way, because on the heels of the Civil War, America slipped into its first Great Depression in 1873. It was called the Panic of 1873 that led to the first Great Depression, and it lasted until 1878. The president at the time was Ulysses S. Grant, right after Lincoln. So this was a real bummer to lose in 1873, if that's what happened. But an amazing testament to America and a beautiful piece of silver. Number 8 on the list is going to be my 1852 Trime. I was getting a little like 16, 17 signal and got down like 3-4 inches, and I'm not sure what this is yet. Could be a little button or something. Looks silver washed or something, unless that's a super dirty old piece of silver. Probably not. I see some green coming through. I mean, I'm assuming it's a little flat button or something with a broken shank, but I think I'll clean that up and bring it on back. Holy crap. I didn't clean this thing off at all yet, but I took a little bit of a closer look and I'm starting to see a little 6-pointed star on it, and it's about the right size for a Trime. I've never found a Trime before. This would be absolutely incredible. But I'm starting to see, I want you guys to see it before I clean it. I'm starting to see just a little, what looks like, I think the C and the 3 on this side. It's very faint, but I wanted to show you before I clean it off. I think that this is the star side. I don't know yet. I might be totally wrong, but I'm ecstatic. I'm going to clean this thing up and show you guys again. This coin featured in one of my newer episodes, Cursed Silver, was a very tough ID because it came out of the ground, as you guys saw, so caked. It just, you know, I thought for sure it was a button or something, and I started seeing those patterns and I started thinking maybe it's like a counterfeit. I don't know, it just threw me for loop after loop after loop. But it actually cleaned up beautifully. It's pretty worn out, but you can see everything that you need to there. If you can get the camera just right, you can see a nice 1852 down at the bottom. And this coin, I love it because it's such a piece of art. You know, it is so different than all of the other American currency that was being made at that time and before, and it was such a statement. It's a very cool coin. It is the smallest and lightest coin ever to be minted by the United States. It's actually made from 75% silver and 25% copper to discourage melting of the coins at the time. And it was produced partly because U.S. postage stamps went down to 3 cents in the 1850s. So they made it sort of for that reason. You know, local postage stamps were a very big deal because there was no texts or emails. You had the United States Postal Service and carrier pigeons. Maybe, I don't know. But very cool coin, also referred to at the time as a fish scale because it was so thin and tiny. Really beautiful coin. I love, like I say, the artistry on it. So that's why that coin is really special to me. At number 9, we have this 1906 Barber half dollar. Well, I've hunted this little spot plenty of times before, but it just occurred to me how many people probably would have been hanging around this gigantic tree when I was up. So I'm searching around the roots of it. I don't know, that sounds really good. Kind of high quarter numbers. Between quarter and half sounding to me. Maybe a really perfectly flattened beer can. Or maybe some silver. Oh, I see it. Oh, do I see it. Yes. I'm just letting the moment kind of, soak in and enjoying it. I'm just gonna take this nice and slow. That looks like something beautiful. I have no idea yet. Oh, it's some kind of half. Oh, is it gonna be a crazy half though? Oh, it looks like a Barber half. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think I have literally just enough juice left to do this one coin. And something was pulling me back to this place too. Maybe it is a Barber. Yeah, I think that's a Barber half. Wow. That's a beauty. That's the first one of those I've ever found too. Looks like a 1906. Can't wait to see that eagle. I gotta pull my gloves off for this one. Super light rub. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. It's so heavy. Oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Thanks to my Minelab Equinox. Oh yeah. Look at that thing. That's my oldest half. I've only ever found Walking Liberties. Wow. This coin was featured in one of my newer episodes as well. A 1906 Barber half dollar. And that's my oldest half ever, so gotta love it for that reason. And as you guys saw from the dig, it was just in a place that I just never expected anything to be, or I just never thought to look. So I'm so glad that I went back for that. So this would have had quite a bit of purchasing power back in the day that it was minted. Back in 1906, $100 US would be equivalent in purchasing power to about $3,097.80 today. So if you had $100 in 1906, that would have been equivalent to over $3,000. So you break that down to find the worth of this coin in 1906, and this would have been equivalent in a purchasing power to about $15.48. So you think about what you do these days with $15.48, and that's what you'd get for this. Think about it. You could go to a restaurant and get a beer and a sandwich for half a dollar. Very different times. Very cool to have a piece of that history, especially just such a nice coin. Beauty. And at number 10, I have a coin that is very special to me because the significance of its date is so important in American history. This is a 1789 Vermont copper. I found this with my Whites MX Sport again in 2020. And it came out of the ground in such an irony area. I don't even know if I could tell you what it was ringing up as. It must have been, 80s to 90s, like most coppers are, 70s to 90s sometimes. But yeah, it came out pretty crusty and I had to do a lot of work on it, but I finally got it to this condition right here, which is pretty acceptable for me. Was able to figure out exactly what it was from that. Details are kind of rough on this side, but you can see the vermin that would be on there. I'll put up a non-dug example because this one's a little bit rough, but that's beautiful definition on this side. And you can see that 1789 down there at the bottom. Beautiful. So for this coin, I was trying to phrase it for myself, but you know what? I can't even say it better than Wikipedia said it. So I'm just going to read you that entire passage to tell you why this coin is from such a significant time in American history. Between 1776 and 1789, 13 British colonies emerged as a newly independent nation, the United States of America. Fighting in the American Revolutionary War started between colonial militias and the British Army in 1775. The Second Continental Congress issued the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Under the leadership of General George Washington, the Continental Army and Navy defeated the British military, securing the independence of the 13 colonies. In 1789, the 13 states replaced the Articles of Confederation of 1777 with the Constitution of the United States of America. So that document was created, I believe, in 1787 and rectified 1788, but was actually enacted. The Constitution of the United States was enacted in 1789. So this coin was from a year that was basically the year of the writing of the law that we live by today. And hopefully we'll be able to live peacefully under that document in the future. So this coin really, it just means a lot, you know, for American history. The fact that those happenings were, you know, were so significant for the formation of this country. And this was coinage, you know, legal tender that was being used by people in that time, could have been used by influential people in that time, could have bought and sold things and, you know, spurned friendships and, you know, alliances in people that literally, no matter what their role was, were people who helped put together the building blocks of this country. So that's an amazing piece of history for me, and I'm so glad to have found it. So there it is, everybody, my top 10 metal detecting finds of all time. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, floss, be kind to animals, wash behind your ears, and go out and dig cool stuff up.